Shabbat Shalom. This is Mosai's High Holy Day, Shabbat. I know we brothers and sisters were here celebrating the Purim, that High Holy Day. And remember, the Mosai teaches us always to rehearse the righteous acts. Okay, so that's why we celebrate the High Holy Days as much as possible, the law, statutes, and commandments. Because the Mosai says rehearse. All right, and the only reason why you're going to rehearse is because you're going to get better at it. Each time you're rehearsing, you're getting better and better and better. And then, like they say, practice makes perfect. So that's why you're practicing and you're rehearsing as much as possible. And that's what we're doing. All right. Yeah, we're not in the land, okay, but we're in the land of our captivity. But you can still rehearse the righteous acts, con. So that's why we do it. And yeah, we can't do it exactly the way we're supposed to do it until we get in the land. But we can rehearse, of course, the days that it falls on, and then rehearse the Shabbats. All right. Every high holy day it starts with a Shabbat. Okay. So we can do that. And there's nothing stopping us from doing that. So, but we're in these last days here, right, in America. And America's pretty much finished. So now it's time, you know, the churches, they got their religious idols and doctrines and philosophies that they bow down to and adhere to. All right, they got Jesus, right? They got Allah, they got Buddha, they got the Muslim religion, they got ISIS, they got Horus, they got all these different doctrines and religions, right? Egyptology they have, Africanism they have, Christianity they have. They got all these different religions and idols that they worship. They got these holidays, Christmas, Halloween, Easter, Thanksgiving. Easter's coming up, and you know everybody's going to be celebrating that wicked demonic holiday, right? Good. So they're doing what the world does, right? And so when you really check it out, the Mashiach, Yahushua, is like pretty much forgotten about, right? Pretty much forgotten about. And so they fooled everybody and made everybody think that Jesus was Yahushua, right? In the churches. So, and that's not so, right? We know the Mashiach is not Jesus, all right? The Mashiach Yahushua. So they fooled everybody with that. Okay, so now in these last days, we have to begin to raise up the Mashiach. And so begin to put his name out there, all right, which we've been doing, but even more so, put his name out there. So the vibration of Mashiach Yahushua can be out there. And so, because in these last days, that's what it's coming down to, the Mashiach Yahushua. Everything is going to be centered around the Mashiach Yahushua. Everything. All right, everything. Even in Mount Zion, we want to push the name the Mashiach, Yahushua. Yahushua's name hasn't been heard of in Jerusalem, in Mount Zion, for over 2,000 years. Understand? So we want to be able to push his name and to the best of our ability and not be afraid to do it in these last days. What we're going to do, we're going to go into, let's start with John 12th chapter and the 32nd verse, because this is what the Mosai is teaching us to do, right? To lift up Yahushua. And remember, Yahushua being on the cross symbolizes also himself being lifted up into the earth. And the disciples didn't understand why Yahushua had to, go on the cross and then die for the nation of Israel. But Yahushua had to be lifted up that way, because he told the disciples, once he's lifted up, right, that he will draw all men to you. He will draw all men to him. And so he had to be lifted up, right? And so, and then for the nation of Israel, died for the sins of the nation of Israel. He had to be. And so the Mosai shows us now, being prophets and teachers, right, and apostles in these last days, now we got to lift up the Mashiach Yahushua's name. And then by doing that, the Most High will draw all men to you, but in the Mashiach's name. See? So, and we got to remember, the Mashiach is the chief, is the captain of this whole thing. He's running this whole thing. See? And we don't have to see him to have faith, right? We don't have to see Yahushua to have faith to know the Mashiach is running this whole deal. All right? He's the general. He's the captain of this whole deal. Everything that's going on is the Mashiach Yahushua. Everything. The Most High giving that power into his hands. He earned that power. Right? Sit on the right hand of the Most High. Yahushua earned that. Right? He's running this whole deal. So if you're not in Yahushua, I don't know what's your problem. You know what I'm saying? And all people, with, especially the Old Testament, it says only in the Mashiach Yahushua. Only. That's it. See, so we got to come to understand that. So even us that are in the Mashiach Yahushua, we got to lift up his name even higher. Right? So that the whole earth, so that vibration can be filled in the earth. And since we're the messengers, we're the prophets, we're the messengers, right? It's our duty to lift it up. Lift up his name and don't be afraid. Okay, Khan? So read that for us, huh?
John chapter 12, verse 32. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me.
Yeah. See, so he's really showing you what type of death was going to come to him. Of course, the death of the cross. Khan? So, and he was lifted up on that cross. All right? And lifted up on that cross, and he will draw all men to himself. But he had to go that way for it to happen. Now get Acts 5 and 30 to show you what the Most High shows us in the Scriptures, that Yahushua would be condemned to death, die on a tree, it says a tree, and then for the sins of the nation of Israel. Read that for us.
Acts chapter 5, verse 30. The power of our fathers raised up Yahushua, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree.
Yeah. So everybody knows that the cross that he was on was made out of wood, right, Con? So wood comes from a tree, Con? So that's what they're talking about, from a tree. Go ahead.
Him hath the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel.
See, so the Most High exalted the Mashiach Yahushua. Con? Exalted him. And so when Yahushua is being exalted, all right, in the earth, then he's saying he will draw all men to himself. So how is he going to be exalted now? Because the Mashiach's name is not exalted now. Con? It's not exalted the way they exalt Jesus, the way they exalt the other doctrines and philosophies and religions. But the Mashiach's name is not exalted like that, is it? So that's our duty now, that we know the Mashiach Yahushua, all right, is the Savior of the nation of Israel. We got to exalt his name. We got to exalt it. See? So that's why when you go out there and teach, you always teach in Yahushua's name, all right, and in that spirit of the Mashiach Yahushua, because his name has to be exalted. Okay, so that's what the Most High brought you in for, to be fishers, right, and teachers. But you got to exalt his name, because nothing is being done without Yahushua. Nothing. Understand, Khan? So we want to exalt his name because Yahushua is the chief ruler, which we're going to show you that. Read that part again.
Him hath the Most High exalted.
The Most High exalted the Mashiach Yahushua. Exalted him. Okay, go ahead.
With his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel.
To give repentance to Israel. All right? To give repentance to Israel. And that shows you what? That he only died for the sins of the nation of Israel. All the other nations are pretty much excluded. Con? They're pretty much excluded from that. All right? So, the exaltation, right, of the Mashiach Yahushua, that's what we all have to do in these last days. We all have to do that. Now, I'm going to show you, now in Genesis, when you go to Genesis 49, it's going to tell you that the gathering of the people is only going to come through the Mashiach Yahushua. So that's why when the scripture says, no man shall buy you, understand? Because it's not going to be done by any plain man out here. And you got a lot of false prophets out here who want to be the man, but they're not the man. They're not the one, right? That's going to deliver and be the savior and redeemer of the nation of Israel. You got a lot of them. So no man in this earth is going to come spiritually from the heavens. All right? And so the Most High has shown us that it is that the scepter, right, and the rulership is going to only come through Yahushua, and that's it. And he's coming from the heavens. All right? Yahushua is not going to come walking and greeting people and so forth. They're going to come like that. All right? That's it. He already did that, didn't he? He already did that. So he's not coming no more like that. He's coming at the heavens to bring destruction, death, and bloodshed. That's how he's coming. So now you're going to read Genesis 49 and start from the 8th verse.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
Right. So it's going to lead into Yahushua. But here's how you break down the tribe of Judah. Okay? The tribe of Judah. Judah is what? The one whom your brethren shall praise. Right? Because Judah became what? Judah became the head tribe. All right? And not by birthright. Okay? By birthright, it was Reuben who was the firstborn. Okay? And then after Reuben committed sin and laid with one of Jacob's wives, it went to who? It really went to Joseph. Okay? And Joseph, as you know, had Ephraim and Manasseh. But it went to Joseph. But the scriptures say, wait a minute, Judah is the chief ruler. See? Judah is the chief ruler. Because Judah what? Prevailed above his brethren. Okay? And that prevailing nature and character, that's in the Mashiach Yahushua, because the Mashiach Yahushua is a Judite. See? Judah prevailed. The Mashiach Yahushua is a Judite. All right? And so if you hold that and go to Hebrews 7:14, just right quick, Hebrews 7:14, it'll show you that. Judah prevailed. Okay? And so this is showing you why Judah is the head tribe, because of the Mashiach Yahushua. He's a Judite. Go ahead,
Hebrews chapter 7, verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
Right. It's evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah. And when you read his Yahushua's genealogy, Matthew the 1st chapter, Luke the 3rd chapter, you'll see that he's a Judite. And that gives you his genealogy, those chapters. And so now when you go to 1 Chronicles 5:1, it's going to show you Judah prevailed. But the birthright was Reuben. Then it was given, because Reuben sinned, it was given to Joseph. But the Most High said Judah is the chief ruler. Okay? Judah is the chief ruler. So that's why thy brethren shall praise Judah. And this is how we know it's talking about the so-called Negro here in America and throughout the earth. Because why? Everything the black man do, everything the so-called Negro do, the rest of the 12 tribes pretty much follow suit, don't they? They pretty much follow whatever Judah do, they follow. They praise Judah. They praise the so-called Negro. Right? And so the Most High has it that way for a reason, on purpose. He has it that way. Okay, Yeah.
Salakia, even the heathen follow Judah.
Yeah, even the heathen. Right. See? So go ahead, Doc, read that. 5:1. 1 Chronicles 5:1.
1 Chronicles chapter 5, verse 1. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn.
See, firstborn was Reuben. Go ahead.
But for as much as he defiled his father's bed.
He slept with one of Jacob's wives.
His birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph.
So the Most High gave it over to the sons of Joseph. Okay? And Joseph had Ephraim and Manasseh. Okay? But what happened? Go ahead, Up.
The sons of Israel. And the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright.
How about that? See? Now this is what the Most High is saying. It's not, genealogy is reckoned according to birthright, but not in this instance. The Most High changed it, right? And the Most High can change it if you want, can he? He can change it if you want. So in this instance, the Most High said, nah, the genealogy is not reckoned according to birthright. It's who I want. See? Because didn't the Most High say, I will have compassion on whom I want to have compassion? And I will have mercy on whom I want to have mercy. See? But we know normally your genealogy is reckoned according to birthright. We know that. And that's true. Okay? Because what? You're going to give your firstborn the inheritance, right?
Good.
Because of the genealogy, you're going to give your firstborn. And that's true. But here the Most High changed it for this one instance, right? And he could do that. Okay? So, go ahead, Up.
Verse 2. For Judah prevailed above his brother.
Yeah, how did Judah prevail? Go ahead.
When Joseph went to Egypt.
Huh?
When he was in Egypt.
When he went to Egypt?
When he was captive in Egypt.
Okay.
And everybody else was dying from famine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Come. Come. I hear what you're saying. Okay, come. And that's a good point. That's a good point. All right. But the Most High is showing us Judah, his prevailing nature, because Judah is rough. Judah is rough. Judah out-talk everybody, out-fight everybody, outdo everybody. That's the black man. That's outdo everybody. And read the history of Judah, the forefather Judah. He was a bad dude. You didn't want to mess with him, man. Didn't want to mess with him. Bad dude. And you're talking about leaping walls in single bound? You know, they get that from Superman, right? But read about Judah. Yeah, Judah jumping over 50-foot walls, 40-foot walls in a single bound. It's a bad dude. And fight whole, then there are whole tribe, the whole families of other nations by himself, and come out the winner and victor. Yeah, Judah was a bad dude. And then when you read the histories, when the other brothers, they would follow Judah. Judah go into the battle, and Judah been already killed 1,000 by himself, and then here come the rest of the brothers. Then the rest of the brothers were bad too, but they would just follow Judah. You know what I'm saying? And so, but Judah was a bad dude. You're talking about a Superman. Judah was up there. He was up there. He was Superman. Most High was with him too. Read some of them wars that he had with the Canaanites. Okay, we're talking about the patriarch Judah, and the rest of the 12 patriarchs. Okay, there were some bad dudes, man. Okay, so the nations feared them. They feared them, brother. They feared them. They were bad. And so, but of course, Yahushua came through Judah. Yahushua. That's why he's prevailed above his brother, because why? The chief ruler, the Mashiach, came through Judah. Okay, but as far as all the other categories, all right, Judah was a bad dude. And we're talking about intelligence. What was Jacob? Judite. Okay. Abraham, Judite. Gun? All right. Didn't Abraham teach the Egyptians what? Mathematics, science. Think about it now. Okay. Okay, and then later on, Moses taught them mathematics and science also. And Moses being a Levite, but still, okay, coming out of Judah. Gun? Right. All right, Isaac, right? All the knowledge and wisdom that they had, right? So Judah became the chief ruler. And of course, when you go all the way back to Adam, right? And go all the way back to Adam's lineage, then Noah, right? And then Shem, right? And then Methuselah, and of course Enoch. Some bad dudes, right? Highly intelligent, wisdom, spiritual, Most High was with them. Gun? Right. See? And then didn't the nations, who the nations come through? See? Right? Through Judah. All the nations. So Judah prevailed. All right. The Most High chose Judah as that chief ruler. And we're not talking about just of the nation of Israel, but chief ruler of the earth. Con? All right. So okay, go ahead, up.
1 Chronicles chapter 5 verse 2. For Judah prevailed above his brethren, and of him came the chief ruler.
See, of him came the chief ruler. Go ahead.
But the birthright was Joseph's.
Joseph, the birthright was Joseph, see? So through the birth lineage, the Most High changed it for this purpose, to bring Judah above his brethren, okay? But all the 12 patriarchs and all the 12 tribes are definitely have gifts and talents and spiritual gifts of the Most High. Surpass anything that the other nations could bring, right? Total spiritual, right? Totally spiritual, okay? And so the Most High is showing us that the Spirit is with our people, but when we sinned, the Most High took a lot of that spiritual talent away, a lot of that spiritual talent. See, so now we still have it, we gotta reclaim it, and then get right with the Most High, and then the Most High bring it right back to us. It's there. It's right there. Understand? But the Most High keeps a lot of it from us. That's why Jay can dominate sports. He can dominate the science field. He can dominate mathematics field. He can dominate everything, right? Business, he can dominate. He dominates. Esau don't let you know about all that other stuff, right? Keeps it kind of hid, but it's Jake. See, it's Jake that's dominating all that. Okay? So we have to understand it. So now when you go back to Genesis, it says, right? Start from the 8th verse again.
Genesis chapter 49 verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
Okay, so Judah, thou whom thy brethren shall praise. Okay, so all the other 12 tribes shall praise Judah, and because of the Mashiach Yahushua. Okay, being a Judite. Go ahead.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine
And
enemies.
see, the hand in the neck of our enemies. So we were going to fall into captivity, and your hand in the neck of your enemies, meaning you're not at the head, right? But your hand at the neck, right? And the Most High said what? We were going to be what? We were going to be the tail. All right? We weren't going to be the head anymore. Most High was going to bring us down. So this is Jacob, remember, foretelling what was going to happen to each one of the 12 sons. And this is what he's saying about Judah. You will be in the neck of your enemies. And we pretty much are in this society, aren't we? We have positions. We have, you can be a mayor, you can be a governor, you can be this, you can be that, you can be in business. You can be an NBA star, you can be a rap star, you can be a Hollywood actor, you can do all these different things. But you're not going to be the head. You're not going to be the head. You're going to be in the neck of your enemies. Understand? You're not going to be the head. And pretty much your enemy is going to control you. Understand? So you're not going to be the head. And that is a tribulation. That's captivity at its height. You right there, but you can't get to that head spot. Because why? The Most High is keeping it from you until you get right with Him in the Scriptures. Connor? You got to get right with the Most High. Okay, go ahead up.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
See? Thy father's children, the other 12 sons, are going to bow down before thee. And that just means, again, through the Mashiach Yahushua. Con? All right? That just means that we're going to, Yahushua, through Yahushua, because he's out of the lineage of Judah, he's going to be in that leadership position. That's what that means. That's all that means. Okay, Con? Don't mean that they're going to come and you know, Ephraim going to come bowing down to you, and you know, but we're going to respect one another. All right, and the leadership is going to be respected. You understand? So from Yahushua, and then of course Yahushua, remember, he's going to choose 12,000 at each tribe anyway. See, so the leadership is going to be respected. But through Yahushua, Judah is the chief leader and ruler of the nation of Israel. Go ahead, up.
Verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp.
See, now Judah's we're like a lion, aren't we? You're a lion's whelp. Go ahead.
From the prey, my son, thou art going up.
Aren't we preyed upon? Yeah. Yeah. And especially in this society, aren't we preyed upon? Yeah. And then we even had, of course, we have that lion spirit. All right? Judah, lion of Judah. That's like Yahushua. Yahushua is the lion of Judah. But we have that spirit of the Mashiach. We have that spirit. Okay? But what happened? Go ahead, up.
He stooped down.
We stooped down.
He crouched as a lion.
Yeah, so when we crouched. So when our enemies would come against us and put us in captivity, we stooped and crouched down like a lion ready to attack. That's what a lion does, right? Ready to attack. But what happened? Go ahead.
And as an old
But
lion,
now we became old. We became sellouts. We became comfortable. We became fatted calves. Fat cats. Sitting back. And all they got to do is give you a job. And now you become that old lion. Understand? You become a sellout old lion. You ever go to the Bronx Zoo and see the lions? I say, well, how come the lion up chasing things around? There's lions all sitting down, all old, sitting right there in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So, the old lion. Who's going to rouse the old lion up?
Lazy bum.
Yeah, like a lazy bump. And that's how Jake is getting, because Esau knew you feed an attacking lion what it wants. Right?
Good.
So once you stooped, let's say like back in the civil rights movement, once you stooped like a crouching lion ready for the attack, because Jake could have took this country over, right?
Good.
Oh, you had it. All you had to do was organize, but there was no organizations. You had the Black Panthers, and they got this movie coming out, right? That came out, Black Panther, but you had the Black Panthers back then, all right? But even the Black Panthers and the other black association, and other black groups during that time, black nationalists during that time, they weren't ready for war or revolution. They were just ready, what they wanted was economic equality, all right, in the white man's world.
Good.
See? If a real revolutionary don't want economic equality. You want what? You want to take over. You want to take over for your people and protect your family and get your land.
Good.
Understand? And get your resources for your own people. You don't want economic equality. So that's what all those groups were about. Even the Black Panthers. They wanted equal housing, equal rights, equal health care, all that stuff. And that's what their whole fight was. Yeah, go ahead, Al.
Yeah, you want your own independence.
Their own independence, right. But they want it in the white man's world.
Good.
Understand? You can't have it both ways. Right? So, and of course, what was the main reason why they weren't able to really do anything? Is because if you're not going to establish it through the Mosai and Yahushua, it's not going to work. It's never going to work. So the Black Panthers had the right idea, a little revolution, but it's not in Yahushua. All right? You ever hear the Black Panthers back then in the 60s? You ever hear them talk about, what the Mosai want?
No.
And how they're going to establish? And they had communities now.
Good.
They had their own health care in the communities. They had their own food, pantries, and everything, man. The Black Panthers had it.
Good.
Okay? But Esau, just like in the movie, right? You seen the movie yet?
Not yet.
What happened to the CIA agent? Able to infiltrate it, didn't he? And they even helped him out. Healed him and everything. See? They healed him and everything. And so they were able to infiltrate it with the COINTELPRO and all those different programs, FBI programs, and that was the end of the Black Panthers. All right? That was the end of it. Yeah, go ahead, Doc.
Precept is Acts 5:38 and 39.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Because it's not of the Most High. We talk about the Black
Right,
Panthers.
exactly. Exactly. It's not of the Most High, so that's why it didn't work.
Right.
See? If it's not of the Most High, it's not going to work. Come?
Good.
We're talking, if not the Most High in Yahushua, it's not going to work. It might appear that it works for a while, and that's because Esau sometimes lets it go. Because the leaders are sellouts. See, the leaders are sellouts. Like the Black Lives Movement. Why do you think that is still going on? Because the leaders are what? Sellouts to the white man for money, for fame, and for getting the Black Lives Matter on the map and getting it out there.
The gift destroyed the heart.
Huh?
The gift destroyed the heart.
Yeah, gift destroyed the heart. So that's why it appears like it's working, but they run the whole thing, brother. All right? The Illuminati, white elite, they run the whole Black Lives movement, the whole thing. And this is why eventually it's going to fail, just like the rest of them. Go ahead, up.
And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
So now you're an old lion now. All right? You're an old lion. Who's going to rouse you up? And that's the question.
God.
Right? And we know the rousing up is going to have to come from, right, on high. It's going to have to come from the Mashiach.
God.
That's who, Mosai said, you're like a wild bull in a net. See? You're a wild bull in a net. But when that net is let go and opens up, what happens? See? All right? So that's what Yahushua is going to do. He's going to open up that net. Right? And then let you go. But only in Yahushua. See? All right? Only in Yahushua. Okay, go ahead, up.
Verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
See it? There you go. What's a scepter? See? Like this.
Right.
See this instrument? This is a little stick, right? I use it as a pointer. But a scepter is a ruling instrument.
God.
All right? It's a ruling instrument that kings have. So when they want to give an order or give a commandment, they use that scepter and go, let it go forward, whatever the command was.
God.
All right? And mostly it's made out of gold, all right? Silver, pearls, diamonds on it, whatever. But it's a ruling instrument. But here the Most High said the scepter shall not depart from Judah. Why? Because of the Mashiach Yahushua. See? He's the chief ruler. Even though Judah's in the condition that we're in now, he is the Yahushua being the chief ruler.
God.
That scepter will not depart.
God.
Even though we're in captivity and everything, Most High going to bring it back to us. All right? And that's why we got to speak in Yahushua, in Yahushua's name. Go ahead, up.
Nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
Nor, see, the lawgiver from between his feet. And Yahushua, the main lawgiver. Okay? And that's what you're doing. When you're speaking out there and you're teaching the people concerning the commandments, laws, and statutes, you're a lawgiver. You're giving the laws, statutes, and commandments. Come?
God.
So we got to remember that. You're a lawgiver. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to be doing in the kingdom. Right? Administering the commandments to the nations. Then he said we're going to be a nation of priests and lawgivers. We're going to be a nation like that. So that's what our duty is. And so, but now that's why we got to begin to rehearse the righteous acts, rehearse the commandments, so we can be the type of lawgiver the Most High wants to be. Go ahead, up.
Until Shiloh come.
Yeah. Now, who's Shiloh? See? Who is Shiloh? Yeah, that's the Mashiach. Until Shiloh come. So everything else that we're doing throughout the earth, especially in America, trying to get different rights and civil rights and all this, don't mean nothing. Because nothing's going to happen. You're not going to get it until Yahushua comes. You're not going to get it. All right? Now you say, well, a lot of our people got riches and wealth and all that. Yeah, but they sold out. See? They got it on the other side. They sold out. We went it through Yahushua. Because it's going to last forever then. You get it through through white man's way and through the society's way, it's temporary. It's temporal. It's not going to last. All right? Not going to last. So until Shiloh come, go ahead.
And unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
Until the Mashiach Yahushua, the gathering of the people shall be. How about that? See? So again, it's only through the Mashiach. He's going to gather us. Understand? No man in this earth can buy you out of this and get you out of this. And and our people had all kinds of leaders that tried. Right? You had Martin Luther King, you had Malcolm X, you got Jesse Jackson and them still around, but they're not doing nothing. Farrakhan can't do nothing. See? Al Sharpton, they giving him a job, you know, but you can't do nothing. It's only in the Mashiach Yahushua, right? That's it. Okay, go ahead, up.
Verse 11. Binding his fowl unto the vine.
Yeah, I got that. Binding his foal unto the vine. See, what is that talking about? See, what did Moses say he brought to Egypt? He brought, I think that's in Psalms 80. Get Psalms 80. I'm going to show you binding his foal unto the vine. Okay? I'm going to show you who the vine was. Psalms 80. Psalms 80 and 8. Let's read that right quick, huh?
Psalms chapter 80, verse 8. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt.
Yeah, how about that? Now who's the vine? Huh? Who's the vine now? What you all say? Yeah, Israel's the vine. I brought a vine out of Egypt. So now when you go back to Genesis 49, where you were?
Verse 11.
And what does it say?
Binding his foal out unto the vine.
The vine is Israel. Okay? That's the vine that it's talking about. The his is talking about Shiloh, the Mashiach Yahushua. Shiloh means, what does Shiloh mean? What? The peaceful one. And then they also give the definition, the one to whom it all belongs to. Who does everything belong to?
Yahushua.
The Mashiach Yahushua. He's the one that it all belongs. Simple as that. Until Shiloh come. Okay, come?
Jeremiah 2:21.
Yeah. Okay. You got that?
It's
Yeah.
the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 21.
You can add this to it too. Go ahead, up.
Yet I had planted thee a noble vine,
See? A noble vine. Come, go ahead.
holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
Right. See? So who's he talking to? Talking to the nation of Israel. You are a noble people, a noble vine, right? Right? But now you're turned into a degenerates, a bunch of damn degenerates. That's what he is saying. A degenerate plant. See? You walk around with your pants hanging down. You're a transgender. You're a homo. You're this. You're that. You know. All right. Mosiah said everything's abomination to him. Everything in this society is abomination to him. Everything in the world. Everything's an abomination to him. Right? If you don't return back to the Most High in righteousness, then you're an abomination to him. So that's what he said, right? Everything in the world is an abomination to him. He said, Mosiah said he hates the world, right? Any man who loves the world is what? An enemy to him. That's what he said. So how are you going to agree with transgender? When the Mosiah said he hates everything in the world. So you got to add all that stuff. He hates the religions. How are you going to say you're this, you're this Christian, you're a Muslim, you're this? Mosiah said, I hate everything in the world. And if you love it, then you become his enemy. Okay? So that's why you basically are estranged from the world. Okay? You got to separate yourself from the world, but you got to live in it. That's a hard deal, isn't it? So that's why you have to pace yourself. You can't do what the world does because you're an Israelite. All right? You got to mold yourself, all right, as the type of man and sister that the Most High wants. But again, you have to live in the world. So the world is not going to be friendly. It's not going to necessarily be friendly to you. All right? And so this is what the Most High is showing us. But the Most High is with you. Okay? The Most High is with you as you walk and deal with your trials and tribulations in the world. The Most High is with you. Okay? So that was good. Now go back Genesis 49.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 11. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's coat unto the choice vine.
Right. Why does it say his ass's coat? Unto the choice vine. what did Yahushua, when he came into Jerusalem, riding on? And that's his coat. See, this is, Jacob is prophesying that Yahushua is going to come riding on an ass's coat into Jerusalem. And they're going to say, Hosanna, King of the Jews. Didn't they do that? And that's in Mark. Just to show you right quick, that's in Mark. Mark 11. And they said, this is the King of the Jews. And he came on an ass's coat, a mule, ass's coat, whatever you want to call it, donkey. All right, into Judea. And they were hailing him King of Yahweh. King of Yahweh. Okay, Khan? That's what they were hailing him as. Read that, let's see, first verse? Yeah.
Mark chapter 11, verse 1. And when they came nigh to Jerusalem, unto Bethpage and Bethany, at the Mount of Olives, he sendeth forth 2 of his disciples, and saith unto them, Go your way into the village over against you, and as soon as ye be entered into it, ye shall find a coat tied.
See, there you go. You should find a coat tied. Go ahead.
Whereon never man sat.
Whereon never man sat. How about that? Go ahead.
Loose him and bring him.
This is a coat. Now, how did Yahushua know that coat was going to be just right there? And nobody sat on that thing ever. Which means Yahushua wasn't going to sit on that coat if somebody sat on it. It's defiled then. He's not going to sit on it. How about that? Okay, it was set there from the Most High. And nobody ever sat on that thing. How about that, huh? See? Go ahead.
And if any man say unto you, Why do ye this? Say ye that the Lord hath need of him.
Right. And if any man ask you, why are you untying that ass's coat off of it? And just tell him, that Yahushua, he needs this. That ends it all. That ends it. Point blank, Yahushua. Whether they knew who Yahushua was or not. Yahushua needs it and that's it. Right? Go ahead, up.
And straightway he will send him hither.
Yeah, go ahead.
And they went their way and found the coat tied by the door without in a place where two ways met.
Okay, go ahead.
And they loosed him. And certain of them that stood there said unto them, What do ye loosen the coat?
And they asked, right? You see, now here goes some people, right? Seeing disciples untying the coat. They're going to ask, why are you doing that? Why are you untying that coat for? What'd they say? Go ahead.
And they said unto them, even as Yahushua had commanded, and they let them go.
Yeah, in other words, well, Yahushua needs this, and so that was it. And that was the spirit of the Most High. See? The people, all they see is somebody untying the coat. They don't know what they're doing it for. Right? And so, once they said Yahushua commanded us to do this, whether those people knew Yahushua was or not, that was a done deal right there. The Spirit just had him humble himself, and that's it. See? So remember, there's power in that name, brother. You don't know how much power you have in Yahushua. All you got to do is say Yahushua. There's power in the name. I've witnessed that too. I had demons come up to me and say all type of things, and I say Yahweh Basham Yahushua, and all of a sudden they change their demeanor. They're humble, or they turn around and walk away without saying a word. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta. I'm saying you gotta practice the power that you got, which is the Most High and Yahushua, and say the name. Understand? Yeah.
And believe you got it.
Yeah, and believe you got it. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, Yahushua, let me try it. Yahushua, see? No, it's not going to come. You have to be sure. Most High only deal with a sure spirit. That's it. He'll deal with a sure spirit. See? So if somebody at your job or Esau or whatever demon, whatever, come up to you, you know it's a demon, say, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua. That's all you got to say. You could say, a longer prayer, but if you just say that, that's enough right there. How about that? That's enough. Power's in that, man. See?
Get them all shook up.
Get them all shook up. And all of a sudden, they start, all of a sudden they start shaking and, and then they put their head down. Understand? So, yeah, there's power in that name, brother. All right, go ahead, up.
And they brought the coat to Yahweh Shah.
And they brought the colt to Yahweh Shai. So I just want to show you that that ass's colt you read about in Genesis 49 is talking about the Mashiach. And Jacob is foretelling. There's another one too. Get Zechariah 9 and 9. It's prophesied throughout the scriptures. All right. Prophesy. Yahweh Shai has to be lifted up in these last days. And as much as possible, put that vibration out there. Especially when you're speaking. Say Yahweh Shai's name. Put that vibration out there. Go ahead. Zechariah 9 and 9.
Zechariah chapter 9 verse 9. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion.
See? Who's the daughter of Zion? That's us. Today. We're the daughter of Zion today. Rejoice. Even though we're in our condition now, he said rejoice. Go ahead.
Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem.
Now we can shout it. See? You can shout Yahweh Shai's name. All right? Don't keep it under your breath. Shout it. Go ahead, up.
Behold, thy king cometh unto thee.
Thy king, how about that? Calling Yahweh Shai as the king. Calling him the king. Go ahead.
He is just and having salvation.
Yeah, see? So shout for joy. He is just and having salvation. Now this is in Zechariah. They're prophesying about the first time Yahweh Shai came, when he came in the flesh and walked on this earth. Come? This is what Zechariah is prophesying. But again, we can take this same scripture and know that he's coming, right? He's coming out of the heavens, right? To destroy our enemies, right? He's still coming. So like it says, he's coming, but he's not going to come walking on the earth, right? He's going to come out the heavens. He's still coming. Come, go ahead, up.
Lowly and riding upon an ass.
Yeah, see, so this is talking about the first time that he was going to come, all right? In Zechariah, this is what? About maybe 500 years before Yahweh Shai, maybe 400 or 500 years before Yahweh Shai. And Zechariah is prophesying this. So did the prophets know that Yahweh Shai was coming? They knew, brother. They seen the visions of Yahweh Shai coming. Come. So if they believed it, why can't we believe it now? He's telling. Okay. Go ahead, up.
And upon a coat, the foal of an ass.
See? Upon a coat, the foal of an ass. So here is it. We were in Genesis, and Jacob is prophesying about Yahweh Shai. You go to Zechariah, we know in Jeremiah, Ezekiel, they prophesied about Yahweh Shai. But just now in Zechariah, prophesying about Yahweh Shai. See, all through the scriptures. And then you can go, and then when you go to Mark 11, Yahweh Shai is telling the disciples the exact same thing that Jacob prophesied what would happen. The exact same thing. How about that? The Most High is perfect, isn't it?
Right.
Perfect. See? Perfect, man. Everything that's happening is in its perfection. He said nothing will be stirred. Nothing will happen until everything happens that the Most High prophesied. He said he numbered the times and weighed the times in a balance. And he said nothing's going to go out of course. Everything's going to go to its perfection. All right? We're in the flesh. So to us it seems like, yeah, it'll take a long time. But the Most High, everything has to happen. All right? Everything has to be fulfilled. What the Most High prophesied. Because the Most High, he said he's perfect. That's why he said to Israel, be ye perfect like I am perfect. Okay? Who had their hand up real quick?
Everything has to reach its peak.
Everything has to come to its climax and its peak. Come. Okay? So, go back to Genesis 49. Did we finish Genesis 49? No. And where are you at? Tell me where you're at.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 11. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's coat unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes.
Right. Who likes wine more than the so-called Negro? Right. Nobody likes wine more than the so-called Negro.
Right.
That's a character trait. See, that's how we know it's talking about the black man.
Right.
That's how you know this is talking about the black man. Well, how do you know that's the 12 tribes? Because look at the character traits it's giving you. Personality traits. And Yahweh Shai himself loved wine too. That's, Matthew 11:19? The wine bibber. He loved wine. See, that's our character trait, but we can't get out of that. Okay, can't get out of that. Go ahead up.
Verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
See, sometimes we have red eyes. Drink enough wine. You're gonna get a little red eyes, right? But Yahushua had those type of eyes too. Yahushua was a perfection of a so-called Negro. He was a so-called Negro. He had all the traits. He liked to eat. Remember, say he's gluttonous. Jake loved to eat, man. Right? Okay, read when Solomon and David during that time. All right, how they were the high holy days. You had all kinds of lambs and goats and all kinds of food, man. They loved to eat. Loved to eat. And where did Yahushua hang out? With the publicans. He liked to party. Yahushua liked to, party a little bit. See? But he didn't get crazy, right? Right. But he was at weddings, receptions, and right? Drink some wine, turn water into wine. Yahushua let the party out. Yahushua is where it's at. He's where it's at. Yeah, he's where it's at, brother. He's where Yahushua ain't no boring, you know what I'm saying? No boring person. That's not your personality. You're the life of the party. I can imagine Yahushua, the life of the party, brother. He was that life of that party, brother. You know what I'm saying?
The flavor.
The flavor of the, he said, yeah, you're the salt of the earth. Understand? But it wasn't in wickedness. It was in righteousness. See? So that's how we are. We like to eat and like to have wine when we feast. You know what I'm saying? And we turn everything into a little party. As long as it's not into wickedness,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's okay. But, these days, Jake turned everything into wickedness, man. Just go overboard. Just go overboard with every damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, what you drunk for? What you drunk out of your mind for? What's that going to do? You know what I'm saying? What you getting high? Why you got crack and cocaine lined up? What's all that for? You were having a good time, then you just messed it up. Yeah.
Hey, Prince, I had a good time.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't even remember. Right. So how you know you had a good time? It's just unbelievable. So this is what our people do. But Yahushua, he was that type of brother, gluttonous and a wine bibber. Yeah. And liked to have a good time too. When it was called for, like to have a good time. See? So that's another character trait. Yeah.
Like, even what you were saying, I think the reason why Israel goes overboard because they're trying to get to that power which you once had.
Yeah.
But they don't have it. They're trying to stimulate it in some way.
Stimulate it somewhat, right. Right. How about that? Good point. Yeah.
Another thing, he tried to escape his pain.
Escape, yeah, pain, the tribulation. Right.
He does a lot of things.
Right. Okay. You're right. But once you do it in a negative manner, it's not appropriate. See, it's not in the spirit. You're trying to escape it, but most I tell you, it's no escape. So really now we have to face it and deal with it as men and as women too. You got to face it now and deal with it righteously. No getting high to try to escape nothing. See, because when the high goes, you're still there. You're still in the middle of the tribulation. Right. So that's what's coming. Trials and tribulations, and he says be like water on one side, flame on the other side. You got to walk that narrow path, and you got to face that. And you ain't walking that narrow path high. You may not be able to cross it. If you high, you may stumble and fall into the fire, or stumble the other way and fall into the water. See, you got to face it focused and clear-minded in the spirit. Okay, go ahead up.
And his teeth white with milk.
See, white teeth. That's what they show in those minstrel shows, right? Black man always smiles, white teeth, but that's what we have, perfect teeth. And white, yeah, your teeth are supposed to be white. Okay, go ahead.
That's it on that.
That was it, yeah. So that was Genesis, right? And so now get John 17, right? So you're going to exalt Yahushua, 17:1. Going to exalt him. And he said, Father, glorify me. This is Yahushua asking the Most High to glorify him. How about that? Glorification, because Yahushua knew if the Most High don't glorify you, brother, it's over. Because the Most High don't glorify you. Who else is waiting in the wings to glorify you? Satan. Okay, Yahweh, if you don't want to glorify him, I got his back. Okay, yeah, the Most High, okay, go take it. See? And that's what all these rap stars and Hollywood actors, they get all that glorification from Satan. A Grammy award. Nothing but a pure idol. And they hold it up. Oh, thank God. You thanking the devil, the Bible speaks of. Because the Most High don't glorify you that way. Understand? So we know that's not the Most High. This is all Satan's world.
It's coming out more and more from these rappers
Yeah.
saying that it's real.
It's real.
If
Yeah,
you
it
want
is.
to get in the 10 and 20 million range,
Yeah.
you got to do certain things.
You gotta do certain
They
things.
straight up coming out and saying it
Yeah.
now. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, that's the Most High.
Good.
You know, that's the Most High. And that's good they're coming out, because remember, everything that Esau did in secret, the Most High has it now being revealed. You at that time where the Most High said, I'm going to uncover thy skirts. See, what's under your skirt, man? That makes you think about these transgenders. What's under your damn skirt? I don't even want to think about it. What's under your skirt? I'm going to reveal everything. It just had me think about that. But 17 and 1,
John chapter 17, verse 1. These words spake Yahweh, and lifted up his eyes to heaven, and said, Father, the hour is come. Glorify thy Son.
yeah. You know what Yahweh is asking? Glorify thy Son, and follow through with the fulfilling of the prophecy that he had to go on the cross. That was his glorification right there. Going on the cross and dying for the sins of the nation of Israel, that was glorification. Remember we read the first scripture we read? Lift me up. All right? When I be lifted up in that manner, I will draw all men to you. He was lifted up. All right, on the cross.
I'm ready.
I'm ready, right. Because his glorification was lifted up on the cross and then fulfill everything the Most High wanted him to do, and then go into the spiritual world, right, to sit on the right hand with the Most High. That's the Most High glorifying. See? So the same thing with us here. We have to go through everything the Most High wants to go through. Then you get your glory. Just like Yahweh is glorified, you're going to be glorified also. Okay? Because you're the people of Yahweh. Right? So your glory is next. But you got to fulfill, you got to go through the whole, whatever you have to go through, process, whatever you have to go through. The trials and tribulations. All right? And endure to the end. That has to be fulfilled. Who's going to endure to the end? Well, you got to fulfill that. If you don't fulfill it, well, no glory. How about that? No glory, man. It's not coming. Yahweh fulfilled it. That's why he was able to get glorified. But now we got to fulfill it. See? In Yahweh. Go ahead, up.
That thy Son also may glorify thee.
See? So now, cause the Most High, what did the Most High say? That when the Most High deliver us and redeem us, he said he gonna be our power. He gonna be our Father, and we gonna say the Most High is our power. See, that's the glorification. Most High gonna glorify us, and we're gonna glorify the Most High. See? That's what Yahweh is saying here. So now I'm gonna glorify the Most High, because I did what I was supposed to do. I finished the course. Didn't Paul say I finished my course? Right? I did what I was supposed to do. He went through the whole thing. He did what he had to do. Go ahead, up.
Verse 2. As thou hast given him power over all flesh.
Yeah, see? Now he got power over all flesh. So yeah, your reward is coming. And you're going to have power. If Yahweh has power over all flesh, so what are we going to have as his people? Power over all the nations to rule the earth. Because Yahweh don't have to come down here on the earth to rule. He's going to rule it from the spiritual world. We're going to be down here to rule. Understand? And we're going to be putting people to death, putting people of other nations to death if they don't follow commandments. Power over all, everything. Go ahead, up.
That he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him.
Right, see? Yahweh is now able to give eternal life. Most High gave him, put that power in his hands too. How about that, huh? Most High put that power in his hands. Look, if Yahweh don't speak up for you in the spiritual world to the Most High, you're pretty much finished. If Yahweh don't speak up for you, the Most High is not The Most High is not going to say, but Yahweh Shai, I think that brother, no, the Most High. Everything's in Yahweh Shai's hands. Yahweh Shai got to go to the Most High for you. And then the Most High, oh, okay. But if Yahweh Shai don't say nothing to you, to the Most High, you feel much. You know, the Most High is not going to say, well, Yahweh Shai, what about that brother? No, the Most High, that's it. It's over. See? So, all these Old Testaments talking about who's this JC cat and who, and you know what I'm saying? They're not in Yahweh Shai. That's dangerous, man. That's dangerous.
I got a precept right for you from the Old Testament, Cat.
Yeah.
This is Daniel. It's just speaking just about what you were saying. Daniel 7:13. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days.
Yeah, how about that?
And they brought him near before him, and there was given him dominion, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion,
right,
which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
How about that? They brought Yahweh Shai to the Ancient of Days, right?
Daniel 7.
And he was given dominion over everything. How about that? See? So, how are you going to exclude Yahweh Shai? As if Yahweh Shai didn't mean anything. Yes?
So what do they believe? Because I've been to some of the Old Covenant camps.
You've been to some of the Old Testament?
And I visited them.
Yeah.
And I asked them, who do you think they're talking about in these scriptures?
Uh-huh.
There, and in Isaiah, in the
Isaiah
Psalms.
53.
Yeah,
Come.
Isaiah.
And what do they say?
They can't give me the answer.
They can't give you an answer. How
Or
about
the
that?
favorite thing to say is, well, the Most High don't need any help. I was like, that's not what it's saying.
Yeah, that's not what it's saying.
That's
Right.
not what it's saying. And that's what I had to
Didn't the Most High say he going to bring his arm, his right hand to destroy? Yeah, that's Yahweh Shai. So what are you talking about? Yeah, we know the Most High don't need no help, but the Most High, he created Yahweh Shai, and he created Israel. Okay. So how you gonna say? You know, how you gonna say that? So they're off, and of course they have no answer for it because they're not gonna read. You know, they don't read the Gospels. All right, they're not gonna read the New Testament. All right, so they're not gonna get the full understanding. That's why we tell brothers, you got this is a book. Yeah, it's many books containing to one book. And who reads a half a book? What kind of idiot reads a half a book? Reads a couple of chapters there in the Old Testament. Who does that? You're not going to get the understanding, man. And the New Testament establishes the Old Testament. It brings it out. It brings the understanding to it. You have to read it. Otherwise, you're not going to get the understanding. You're going to be limited.
Not only that, the end shows that we win.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. Right. See? So you're going to be limited. And so, and Yahweh Shai, it is another level, bro. That New Testament, the Gospels, is another level that the Most High is showing us that we got to come on. That's why brothers find it hard to deal with the Gospels and the New Testament, all right? Because it brings you to another, yeah, you read the Old Testament, that's one, but the New Testament's up here, understand? And then the New Testament brings the Old Testament up here with it, understand? Because you have the understanding. Right? Because the New Testament is talking about brotherhood, love of brethren. Understand? Unity. How to deal with your brother. Understand? The understanding of the scope of the word of the Most High. All right? And that's what it brings. And if you don't have time to go into it, then you're gonna miss, all right, that the essence of the Spirit of the Most High and Yahweh Shai. You're going to miss all that. See? So that's important. Where were we? Go ahead up. You're going to 9, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
John 17, verse 3. And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true power, and Yahweh Shai, whom thou hast sent. I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do.
See? So how do you glorify the Most High? You got to let everybody know the Most High's name. Glorify his name and, of course, the word. See? The Most High's name is in his word. And that's how you glorify. By teaching people repent, right? and keep the commandments of Yahweh. Understand? Bahasham Yahushua. That's how you glorify the Most High's name. That's how you glorify it. Understand? But when you take the word and teach a doctrine or religion, then you're not glorifying the Most High. Understand? You're bringing Satan into the mix. And the end of that is death. So you go ahead up.
Verse 5.
That's like your sons and your daughters. They don't. You're the father and you're the mother, but they don't glorify your name. They're glorifying somebody else and giving somebody else the credit that you're supposed to be getting, and you raised them. Would you like that? First thing you would want to do is, I gotta kill my son. I gotta knock his block off. I gotta take him out. There's no way I'm gonna let him get away with it, right? That's the first thing that comes to your mind. They give somebody else all the credit you're supposed to be getting, and you raised them, right? But now they're gonna give all the credit to somebody else. You're not gonna like that. That's gonna tear you up inside. So I can understand the Most High in that part. Understand? I can understand the Most High. Okay, go ahead, up.
Verse 5. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was.
Before what?
Before the world was.
So was Yahushua always there with the Most High? He was always there, brother. He was the beginning. Okay? John 1:1. It says the Word was the Most High, and the Word was what? With the Most High. And then the Most High brought Yahushua into the earth to bring the Word. Manifested Yahushua into the earth to bring the Word. The Word was always with the Most High. Yahushua, the only begotten Son of the Most High. Begotten meaning coming out of your lineage, your loins. That's the Son of the Most High, his loins. Understand? Most High, first angel created, brother. Now the Most High got billions of angels, and Yahushua is the first one. Boom! See? So Yahushua was always there. Understand? Before even the earth was created, Yahushua was there. Yeah, who had the hand? Yeah.
You can actually read Proverbs chapter 8, in 24 on down. So verse 24 says, when there was no depth, I was brought forth.
Okay.
When there were no fountains abounding with water, before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there.
I was there.
When he set a compass upon the face of the depth, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he gave the sea his decree that the waters should not pass his commandments, when he appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by him, as one brought up with him. And I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him. Rejoicing in the habitable part of the earth.
Right.
My delights were with the
So mark that one down. Mark that scripture down. So that's it. That's Yahushua. Always there, brother. All right. Now, when you read in the Gospels, of course, in Matthew, Mark, Luke, you read the Most High had to bring Yahushua into the earth and manifest him in the flesh.
Right.
So that because of the daily sacrifice that Israel was doing, the Most High, he hated that. So the Most High said, that's enough of that. I'm going to bring my son in the flesh and manifest him in the flesh. And then Israel is going to recognize him as what? As the king. All right? Of all Israel. Go ahead, Al.
I got a precept on that one
Yeah.
too as well in the testimony.
Okay.
Reading out the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 5. For there is one power and one mediator between the Most High power and men, the man, the Mashiach Yahushua.
Okay, where was that?
That's 1 Timothy 2 and 5.
Right. That's it. It's only one mediator, brother. Only one. Nobody else. So that's why we got to lift up the Mashiach's name. Nobody else is going to be involved in that. When Yahushua goes to the Most High, it's just Yahushua. No other mediator, brother. Okay? None. All right? Now, the Most High teaches us to pray for our brothers, right? To pray for one another and so forth, right? But it's Yahushua that has to take that prayer to the Most High. Come? It's Yahushua that takes that prayer to the Most High and then mediates. Understand? So when you pray to the Most High, it's Yahushua that takes the prayer to the Most High, then mediates. Come? So, and you better hope Yahushua is saying something in your favor. Right? So think about that. It's Yahushua. Okay? And get now Isaiah 11 and 1. Yeah, I know. That's good. Isaiah 11 and 1.
Isaiah chapter 11 verse 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse.
See, this is the rod out of the stem of Jesse. A stem is talking about what? Like a root. All right. Jesse is who? Anybody know who Jesse is? David's father. Okay, go ahead. Should come out of the stem of Jesse. Go ahead.
And a branch shall grow out of his roots.
See, a branch. Okay, you're not going to have a branch unless you have a root. Right? A tree has roots, but there's not going to be no branches unless the tree has roots. So this is what it's saying. So out of the stem of Jesse, out of the root of Jesse, is going to be a branch. Go ahead.
And the Spirit of the Most High shall rest upon him.
So who is Isaiah talking about here? See, nobody else is really spoke of like this. It has to be the Mashiach Yahushua. Again, we want to, who these Old Testaments, when they read this, who do they see that is? How about that? They're going to try to say David. Okay. But then you got to go to what David said in the Psalms. What did he say in the Psalms? I say, I see the Lord. He said, I see the Lord sitting on the right hand of the Most High. Understand? And the Lord said unto my Lord, right, sit thou on my right hand till I make thy enemies thy footstool. Now, who is David talking about? See? Who is David talking about now? Understand? So, they're not getting the understanding. And this is where they fall off. Go ahead, up.
And the Spirit of the Most High shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Most High.
Right. See? All that's going to rest upon the Mashiach Yahushua. Okay? All of that. So, the Most High is given full power in Yahushua's hands. And so we have to recognize that. And so that's why, as a nation, we got to return back and put all our faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. It's coming down to that in these last days. That it's all going to be, all your faith and everything has to be towards the Mashiach Yahushua. You see how they're coming out with the movies, Black Panther and all that? And, see? Well, what Esau is doing is gearing the people's minds up and getting preparing them for this Antichrist. The Black Panther is going to be this Antichrist who they choose to be this Antichrist. All right? They even had Barack Obama dressed up as a Black Panther at one time. You can see some of the pictures, and he had a gun in his hand.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay? And then they had Beyonce at the Super Bowl 2 years ago. The whole dance routine was about the Black Panthers. And they were, so I'm going to show you, they had this Black Panther movie figured out a long time ago. They had it figured out a long time ago. And that movie was crap anyway. When you really check it out, what the deal was, you would see, yeah.
That movie, they used that to confuse Israel, to make them believe that they're Africans.
Yeah, exactly. Because guess, in the beginning of the movie, guess where they came to? Oakland, was it Oakland? Mm-hmm. Oakland, California, the ghetto.
Ghetto. Right.
And the father of the Black Panther came there to see what his son was doing and realized his son stole some of that metal, that precious metal.
Right.
But he did it to do what? To help black people all over the world, to help Jake in the ghetto.
Yeah, liberate.
See, Esau was showing you the movie, there's a difference between the Africans and Israel. He was showing you that. Right.
But a lot of people still didn't.
A lot of people didn't see that. Them damn Wakandans were greedy. They were selfish, weren't they? Check it out. Their own neighbors, they didn't help with the vibranium. Special metal can do anything, right? But they didn't help their own people right around them. Right? So one of his own sons took some of the vibranium, came to Oakland, California, America, and seen the condition of who? The real Israelites. And said, well, I'm going to help them with the vibranium. But they didn't like that, so he had to kill his own son. But his son had a son and left his son there. And his son grew up around who? Jake. And realized the trials and tribulations of a black man, not only in America, but throughout the whole earth. And his name was Killmonger. That's a nice name, Killmonger. He was a killer, wasn't he? What's his name? Michael
B. Jordan.
P. Jordan. He played Killmonger in the movie. He was the real Black Panther. He was the real one. See, his role outshined the Black Panther role. When you really look at it. Understand? But you got to really go into the movie to really see what Esau was showing you. He was showing you a difference between Africans and Jake. And Killmonger said, hell with that. I'm taking this vibranium and I'm going to free my people throughout the earth. Didn't he say that?
Yep.
The most selfish Wakandans wanted to keep it all amongst themselves and not help nobody. See? And then they're going to allow the white man to infiltrate the CIA.
Right.
And he didn't heal his own brother, but he healed the white man. And you know the white man going to take that bad boy over. You know it. The other white man tried, but Killmonger killed him. See, Killmonger did the right thing. Think about that. He killed the enemy. He just used the white man to get to him. And he killed his girlfriend too. You know who she was, right? Who she represented? Eve. Eve. The nigger woman. You know what I'm saying? Not you sisters. Your sisters in here. We're talking about Eve out in the world. Yeah, now seriously, right? Killed her because what? She was in the way and then held him up too much. That's look. Yeah. All right? And then killed the white man. Right? Now I'm on my way to Wakanda to take over the whole thing and use the vibranium, which has powers in it, to free my people over the world. That was his whole agenda. What was wrong with that? They made him seem like he was an enemy, and he was wicked, and he was that. And then it was a fair fight, wasn't it? For the throne, wasn't it?
Right.
A fair fight.
He trained all his life.
He lost. Black Panther lost. Killmonger won. Fair and square. Until Forrest Whitaker, that old funny eye, got in the way. Or whatever his character was, Forrest Whitaker, got in the way. And then what? Stopped him from killing him. Understand? And then he picked him up and threw him over and he survived, but still. The throne was Killmonger's. Understand? And he was going to do what he thought was right with the vibranium. See? And so that's what they were showing in the movie. But then they showed, of course, the chariots. We know, Esau know about the chariots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then the city, it was a high-tech city. So they know that's like the kingdom. So Esau's showing you some things there. He knows it's coming.
Right.
Right? He knows it's coming.
Knows.
And then in the movie it showed Jake and those high positions of knowledge and wisdom and understanding and spiritual power and understand. So they know what's coming. But they did show the difference between Jake and the Africans. Right? And Killmonger knew, because he was risen up amongst Jake now, because they left him behind. That's another thing why he was mad. They left him behind. He said, well, what the hell with this? I'm going to get me some vibranium and free everybody. Because he was in the military. Remember they said he was in the military and he was trained? And so he's seen how wicked and evil America was, this society was.
The colonizer.
Yeah, the colonizer. Right? And so he wanted to go back there to get it, the vibranium, and free everybody. See? But then they allowed the CIA to come in there. They're going to heal him, show him how to fly the planes and fly the ships.
Give him everything.
You just sold out again? You just sold out. But you're going to kill your own brother, not heal him. So that was interesting, right? They'll just show you. All right, and then in the end, they show you who at the UN. Right?
Still did the same.
At the UN, and then gonna give the world everything. Right?
Under one.
See, but they're gonna share it with the world instead of taking it over,
Right.
taking the world over and dealing in righteousness.
Right.
Right? Now you're gonna share it with the world. You know what I'm saying? And now they're gonna conquer you. See? But that Black Panther in the end is showing the UN. That's the Antichrist. That's the Antichrist taking over at the UN. That's what they would really show. All right, so it's coming. We know it soon. They know it soon. It's coming. So that's what we got to get prepared for. See? So while they're saying Black Panther and giving all kinds of honor to the movie Black Panther, which was nothing but a Marvel comic strip. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was. But when that movie Birth of a Nation,
Exactly.
when Nat Turner came out,
See, ain't nobody do nothing.
how come they didn't do all that for that brother who directed that? What's his name? Nate something? Nate Parker?
Yeah.
How come they didn't give him all that kind of honor too?
What they was doing though, they were actually trying to get people not to see the movie by bringing up a rape charge.
Right.
That's right. They did do that. You're right.
That was a great
Why didn't they do that?
Because
See?
they didn't want anybody to see the movie.
And then because the movie's about Nat Turner. And Nat Turner did what? Kill white people.
Exactly.
That's why they didn't want that movie to be seen like that. Right. That's why. He read the Bible.
Right.
See? And his whole thing is, okay, I'm an Israelite.
Right.
Okay. The Most High going to destroy the earth, going to destroy, this society. We got to kill some white people.
Right.
It's time.
Also, either the lead character who played the role or the director, one of them's dealing with an Edomite.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why people didn't go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the director or the lead.
character.
Well, both of them went to school together.
Right.
They both went to, and they were both charged with the rape.
Oh,
They both
okay.
were.
Okay.
Oh, really?
That's Edomite wife too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But
But it got to the
Wow.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Salakia, I remember when I went to go see the movie, it was empty. It was like about
Yeah.
maybe 10 people.
Nobody in there.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
But everybody fills up.
Yeah. Black Panther's all filled up. You couldn't see that the first couple of days. It was all filled up. But Birth of a Nation, you could have went there the first day. It wasn't filled up. So I mean, you see the deal with that. Understand? Esau does not want Jake with the mentality, let's go kill white folk. Okay, so that's why he didn't want to promote the movie the way it should have been promoted. But he did a good job anyway. You know what I'm saying? He brought it up. Right? So that was good. But you can see what Esau is doing here. All right? He's trying to promote that bring the spirit of this Antichrist devil forward. All right? And that's what he's doing in Black Panther. All right? And so you have to see the movie a couple times to really see in between, read between the lines. They're really trying to show that. Okay? So go ahead, up. Where you at?
Isaiah chapter 11, verse 3.
Okay, now, that was enough on that one. Jump down. All right? Jump down to Isaiah 11 and 10.
Isaiah chapter 11, verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign.
See, that's how you know it's a root. Remember, in the first verse it says stem, the stem of Jesse. Here it says root. We're talking about basically the same thing. All right, just a different word, but stem is a root is a stem. Go ahead, up.
Which shall stand for an ensign of the people.
Right, an ensign for the people. Right? All right. And his ensign is what? See, the Holy Bible. This is the ensign of the people. This is it here. This is the word, isn't it? Remember? The Most High manifest the word into the flesh. This is it here. Okay, go ahead, up.
To it shall the Gentiles seek.
See, and even the Gentile, to it shall the Gentiles seek. Okay, go ahead, up.
And his rest shall be glorious.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
Yeah, how about that, see? Again, to recover the remnant of his people. Again, the second time. I got to help you Negroes again. You messed up again. I got to help you again. And he said, I will recover you a second time from where? Is it just America? No, it's going to tell you. Go ahead.
Which shall be left from Assyria.
We're in Assyria. Go to Syria today and you'll find our people. Niggers. You'll find them there. They're there. All right, you'll find our people, Negroes. Okay, go ahead.
And from Egypt.
Egypt. Our people all throughout Egypt. Okay.
And
All
from,
throughout Egypt. Go ahead,
and from Pathros.
Okay. Pathros. Go ahead.
And from Cush.
Cush. This is all talking about in Africa. Pathros, Cush. Cush is Ethiopia. Okay, go ahead up.
And from Elam.
Elam. Yeah, India. The brother just came back from India. All right. He just came back from India and was speaking to the brothers there. See, they know the Israelites, Hebrews. Go ahead up.
And from Shinar.
Go ahead.
And from Hamath. And from the islands of the sea.
See, the islands, all over the place. Our people are scattered. He's going to recover our people from the four corners of the earth. Come. Only in the Mashiach. Nobody else can do that. Come. Go ahead up.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
Yeah, see? Shall assemble the outcasts of Israel. The ensign is the Bible, and the outcast is Israel, scattered throughout the earth. Go ahead.
And gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
See, and that's where we're at, four corners of the whole planet earth. He'll gather the dispersed. See? So we've been dispersed throughout the whole planet earth. A lot of us are here in the Western Hemisphere and in North and South America, but basically we're all over the planet Earth. We're in remote corners of the earth that you probably don't even have even heard of yet. We're everywhere. When the Most High said He's going to disperse us and scatter us, He did, brother. We're everywhere, man. Okay? Everywhere. See, because that dispersion, get Luke 21:24. Because the Most High's prophecy has to be fulfilled, and it was fulfilled. We're everywhere. Luke 21:24.
Luke chapter 21 verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
That's all the nations. So in Isaiah 11, all right, it says what? That He's going to assemble the outcasts from all the nations. And here the Most High said we're going to be scattered into all nations. All right? And of course, in Isaiah 11, it names the nations, all right? And some of the nations that were scattered. All right? But we're scattered everywhere. Those were just some of the few nations, but we're scattered everywhere. Go ahead, up.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Right, so it's going to be trodden down. See? So you got Esau over there now, the so-called Israelis, so-called Jew over there. All right, you got so-called Palestinian, Arabs, whatever they are. All right, you got some Ethiopians, Philistines, they call themselves Jews. All right, it shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. That's what the Most High means, it's trodden down. Their land is pretty much destroyed. And of course, we've been over there, and so we've seen it. And it's like, there's nothing there. Esau got to import everything. Because the land is not fertile no more. Israel's not fertile. It's, yeah, you'll get a few fruit trees or whatever, but for the most part, he got to import water, trees, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Because the Most High laid the land what? Desolate.
Right.
And of course, the scripture says a bastard dwell in H.O.D.C. So the Most High is not going to give the increase to the land while a bastard is there.
Right.
So that's why the Most High is waiting for us to return. Then all the increase will come back. The fertile land, everything, the grass, the trees, the fruit, the waterways, everything. He said He's going to create waterways out of the desert. All right? Everything. That's why Mount Zion is so important, because that's the Holy Land. That's where the Most High said, I dwell there. And He's going to give that increase back when we get there. Okay, go ahead, up.
Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
See? Until their time is fulfilled. And remember, the Most High said He measured the times. In a weight and measure, everything has to be fulfilled. So until their time's fulfilled, we're going to be in this setup, in captivity. Until that time, we're going to be in this captivity, and the Most High will still charge us with sin. All right, but the closer we get to that fulfillment of their time is ending, right? The scripture say what? Jacob is Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it, the follower, right? That's going to be the parting of time, or asunder of times, all right? And when their time is close to be fulfilled, you're going to see the Most High will give more and more power to Jake. You're going to see Jake rising up more and more, and the rest of the 12 tribes rising up more and more and more. All right? And that's why you see over there, we go over there to Mount Zion, all right, claiming the land. So you're going to begin to see things like this begin to happen. And then, but at the same time, you're going to see things like, in the Black Panther movie they're showing him at the UN, you're going to see the Antichrist being risen up. Why? Because we're coming in towards the last 7-year tribulation period, right? And the beginning of that 7-year tribulation period is going to be the inception of the Antichrist. It's going to be the inception, all right? And then he's going to come on the world stage, all right? As this great leader or whatever, he's going to come on the world stage. But us in here, we know the truth. We're going to know who that really is. Do you understand? We're going to know.
Oprah?
Hey, it wouldn't surprise me. All right? We're going to know who it is. All right? So we close in on that time. So until the time the Gentiles be fulfilled, all right, then the Most High is going to raise us back up and bring us, into the kingdom of heaven and so forth. All right? And then get John 7:39. St. John 7:39.
John chapter 7, verse 39. But this spake he of the Spirit, which they that believe on him should receive. For the Holy Spirit was not yet given, because Yahushua was not yet glorified.
Okay, was that, let me see. St. John, right? 7:39. Okay.
You want 38? He that believes on me is true, he said.
No, I want 7:35. I'm sorry, 35th verse. I'm sorry.
John 7, verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
See? So this give you some understanding that our people were and are dispersed amongst the other nations. Gentiles meaning nations. We're dispersed. But even the disciples, because Yahushua was speaking of that he's not going to be too much longer with them. So they're wondering, like, where are you going to go? Are you going to go amongst our people that are dispersed? Understand? And so that's the Most High showing us that our people, even at that time, were dispersed where? Amongst all the nations. Even at that time, we were dispersed. Okay? Even at that time. But of course, it really happened after 70 AD. But even during this time, we were dispersed into all the nations. Okay, Con? Yeah. And then get Psalms 2 and 6. Psalms 2 and 6, real quick.
Psalms chapter 2, verse 6. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion.
Where?
Upon my holy hill of Zion.
It said that he set who upon it? Go ahead.
Yet have I set my king
His king.
upon my holy hill of Zion.
Who's the king? Yahushua. He's going to be set upon the holy hill. Is he coming to America? No, they made a movie called Coming to America, but Yahushua is not coming here. The Most High said he set his king, and his king is going to be upon the holy hill, Mount Zion. That's the tabernacle of David, that which is forward. Okay? And the Most High we're going to build it back up as in the days of old, the scripture says. Go ahead, Up.
I will declare the decree. The Most High hath said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee.
Now, how about that? Didn't he say that? And you read that in the Gospels. This day have I begotten thee. Okay? Meaning, thou art my son, my lineage, my, from my bowels. Understand? That's what begotten means. See? So some of you got sons, right? They're your begotten son too. When you look up the word begotten, that's what it means. From your loins, from your heritage. From you. You understand? Con? Okay, go ahead up.
Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
How come we don't ask that? The Most I said ask. And he will give thee the heathen for a what?
An inheritance.
An inheritance. Yeah. And then the other part of Scripture in Obadiah says what? Israel shall possess their possessions. We're going to possess our possessions. Because Esau is really our possession, isn't he? He was made a slave. We're just talking about Esau, but the other nations, okay? But Esau was made our slave. He's a servant. He was born a servant. We're going to possess our possessions. Our rightful position is that Esau should be our slaves. That's our rightful position. We're his master, and he's our slave. All right? Rightfully. Okay? That's how the Most High had it. Okay, go ahead, up.
And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
See, the uttermost, the whole earth is going to be our in possession. So we have to be prepared for that. You know, in the right spirit. In Yahushua, we have to be prepared. Yahushua ain't going to have nobody ruling the earth, and you talking about African, American, and all that stuff. Yeah. You know, you're talking about transgender and all this stuff. You're talking about Black Lives Matter. Yahushua ain't going to have you on that. Get out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? It has to be in the right spirit. Huh? Go ahead, huh?
Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron.
See? The rod of iron. About that. A rod of iron. We're going to break them. Break the nations down. Of course, the rod of iron is Most High's word, the Bible. We're going to break them with this. Understand? Go ahead, up.
Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth.
Yeah, see? So be wise. Be instructed. See? Sit down and be taught. See? How the Most High wants you to present yourself, see, in this earth. All right? That's why he said, become like a little child. See? Become like little children, for such is the kingdom of heaven. Because little children will sit and listen. Well, the children today, I don't know. They're like monsters today. But a child, they're going to listen to, you know, instruction. That's how we're supposed to do. Okay, go ahead, up. Go ahead.
A quick precept, what you just read?
Yeah, go ahead, up.
Just real quick, I'm starting on Revelations 19 and 13, showing that's talking about Yahushua also. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is the word of the Most High. Let me read that again. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the word of the Most High.
How about that? We were talking about the word earlier, right? That's what his name is called. He was manifested the Most High in the flesh, the word of the Most High in the flesh. Go ahead, up.
And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in the fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Yeah, there you go.
And he treadeth the winepress of the fearlessness and wrath of the Most High.
Okay, what up?
That's all I wanted to go.
Okay, all right. And so I wanted you to read down to 9. Read down to 9? Okay. Okay, go down to 11 and that's it.
All right. Psalms 2 verse 11. Serve Yahweh with fear and rejoice with trembling.
Okay. Now get, Philippians. Get the book of Philippians. Just a couple more scriptures. Book of Philippians, 2nd chapter. And the 6th verse.
Philippians chapter 2, verse 6. Who being in the form of the Most High, thought it not robbery to be equal with the Most
See
High.
what the Most High says? Well, Yahushua, he thought it not robbery to be equal with the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
But made himself of no reputation,
He didn't make himself of no reputation. Go ahead.
and took upon him the form of a servant.
See, and that so it gives you an example of what we're supposed to do. Because we're all servants here. We're all stewards. We're all servants. Take on the form of a servant. Okay, when you come into the truth. Go ahead, up.
And was made in the likeness of men.
See, made in the likeness of men. Most High manifested the word in the flesh. Go ahead, up.
And being found in fashion as a man.
Being found in fashion as a man. See, man, he was in the flesh. Being found in that fashion. Go ahead.
He humbled himself.
See, did he humble himself? Come. That's what we're supposed to do. Okay? He didn't get rebellious. No, Yahweh, I'm not going to die for these niggas. No way. I don't think on that cross too. Hell, that. See? No, he didn't do that, did he? He humbled himself. See? That's why Scripture says, be faithful unto what?
Death.
Even death. Be faithful even unto death. See? Be humble even unto the death. Okay? Go ahead, up.
And became obedient unto death.
Became obedient, see? Obedience. That's what the Most High wants to see. Okay? Obedience. You can know the truth and know you're an Israelite and know everything, but if you're not obedient, does the Most High care for you then? He doesn't care for you then if you're not obedient. Most High's not with you. So what? You know you're Israelite. What does that mean? The whole world's going to know that. So what does that mean? If you're not obedient, all right, the Most High is going to spew you out of his mouth. Yahushua is not going to deal with you. See? Obedience is the key. Just like your children. You know, you have 2 or 3, 4 or 5 children, and one of them disobeys. Do you really, want that child around when it's time to do some work or something? No, you don't really, do you? You don't really want them around. Why? Because they're not going to do what you say. But the ones who are obedient, you always want them around, don't you? Yeah. Same thing with Yahushua. You don't want nobody who disobeys, not around you. See? Go ahead, up.
Even the death of the cross.
Even the death of the cross. Why does it put it like that? Because the cross is what? One of the worst deaths that can come upon a man. You're better off getting your head chopped off. The cross is the worst death, man. Yeah, it's long suffering. You don't, back then Jake was, robust, in the spirit, physically. You didn't just die right away. You were up there for weeks. Yeah. Some of them lasted for weeks because you were just strong. You can go days without eating. Understand? You're up there for weeks at a time. That's, you know what I'm saying? Who wants to be up there like that? And then you nailed to the cross. Up there for weeks. Understand what I'm saying? So that's the worst death. And then, like the Most High said, that's the death of the cross. Yeah. Understand? That's the worst one. Better off, you know what I'm saying? Better off, getting killed in battle or something. Understand? But that cross death, you don't want that, man. You don't not want that. See? That's the worst way to go. See? Okay? Go ahead, up.
Verse 9. Wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him.
See? Highly did what?
Highly exalted him.
Highly exalted the Mashiach Yahushua. So Yahushua is exalted. So that's why we have to exalt his name. Understand? On that level. The level Yahushua is exalted is the level you got to exalt his name. Because his name is not exalted.
And then they took him up on a hill.
Yeah.
To put the cross, sort of like put
Yeah.
him high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come. So, because he had to be lifted up. The scripture say, come. So we have to exalt his name also. Come. Okay, go ahead, up.
And given him a name which is above every name.
And give him what?
A name.
A name. So what's his name? See, now, the Christians would read that and would think his name is what? Jesus. Jesus, right? They would think his name is Jesus, right? See, but we know his name, right? Mashiach. Big difference, isn't it? Because he said, you call upon his name, right? So that's like me calling you another name and expect you to answer. You're not going to answer if I call you something else, right? No, you're going to answer by your name. When I call you your name, then you turn around and look and answer. But if I call out a name and it's not your name, are you going to turn around and listen? No. So is Yahweh listening to that name? You're not listening to that. Go ahead. Because it's not his name. So that's why he said, I give him a name above, but
Above every name.
see, his name is above all the names. So you can throw in, Horus, Isis, all the other names, right? His name is above all those. That's the name the Most High recognizes, see, Yahweh. So he don't recognize all them other philosophies, the names of those gods, false gods, right? Most High is not recognizing those names. He's recognizing the names, only one name he's recognizing, that's it. To the Mashiach Yahweh. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 10. That at the name of Yahweh Shah, every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth.
Right, how about that? See? Every knee is going to bow. How about that, huh? If you're not going to bow and humble yourself under the name of the Mashiach Yahweh, then you're going to be put to death. Okay, say you're going to rule with a rod of iron. It's simple. See? You're going to be put to death. That's it. It's over. See? It could be an individual or it could be a nation. It's over. Right? And we're his battle axe and weapons of war. He may tell you to go put somebody to death. You understand? For that person or individual or 1,000 people or 3,000 or 10,000 people, he may send you to go put them to death. For them not bowing down to his name. And you better go do it too.
Even if you don't want it.
You better go do it. Don't ask no questions. Just go do it. But I have a feeling that if Yahweh asks me that right now, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be very happy. What, you want me to kill about 10,000 Edomites? Okay. What sword do you want me to use, Yahweh? Huh? What do you want me to use? See? He knows we're going to be happy to do it. See? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The angels are like that. When the Most High said the angels go kill somebody or do something, the angels don't ask questions, brothers. They just come and do it. That's why the scriptures tell you, if you sin, you can't persuade the angels to try to stop them from killing you. It's over then. Once the Most High sends the angel forward, it's pretty much over. But Gabriel, but I always loved the Most High. Just give me one more chance. It's over then. He's not going to be able to do it.
No negotiation.
No negotiation, because the angels don't work that way. They don't deal in negotiation. Furthermore, only Yahweh is the mediator, right? So the angels, they don't deal with that.
Done deal.
It's a done deal. So you don't want Yahweh to say go forward. You don't want him to get there. Once he gets to that part, remember, the Most High does not take back his word. Once he goes forward, it's not coming back.
The word is sealed.
The word, yes, it's not coming back. So you finish.
Isn't what David that prayed, that repented immediately?
Yeah.
You didn't wait.
You didn't wait. And you see, it was only the Most High that told the angel to stop. Because the angel wasn't going to stop. Because the Most High to tell the angel, remember, Yahweh tried to tell the angel, hold up now, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Yeah, remember? That's enough killing. That's enough. Then the angel stopped. But could David tell the angel to stop? No. The angel wasn't going to stop. David, angel, stop killing the people. No. But only Yahweh could tell the angel to stop killing. And the angel was like 70,000 people. The angel was going to work. It was going to work. Yeah, because that's how they come, man. They roll. When they roll, it's like lightning, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because they enjoy it. See? When you love the Most High, you're going to enjoy what he tells you to do. You enjoy it. So that's why, keeping the high holy days, doing the Shabbat, you got to enjoy it. If you're unwilling, do it unwillingly, you're not doing it in joy. Don't you think the Spirit knows that? do it unwillingly. See, that's why the angels don't hold up. They don't wait. Well, Lord, that's David. Don't kill David. Don't kill. No, they don't do that. They don't do that. It's a done deal. Command. It's a done deal. They go straight forward. So the same thing here. See? That's how humble you got to be. That's how obedient you got to be. A command is given, you got to do it. Understand? And that's what the most Yahweh Shai is looking for us to be. Because he's going to come with those commands. Where's battle axe and weapons of war? He's coming with commands. You better be ready. And if he says, if it's your family, if it's somebody you know, somebody you grew up with, it's a done deal, brother. There's no negotiation. Okay, so it's got to be done. And then get Revelation 5 and 5 and Isaiah 9 and 6. Revelation 5 and 5, Isaiah 9 and 6.
Revelations chapter 5, verse 5. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book.
See there? So only the root of David. And remember we read in Isaiah 11, the stem of Jesse, that's the root of David. He's only the one prevailed to open. The books are open, brother. So that means there's no man in earth or in heaven has prevailed to be able to do that, except for the Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Come. Only the Mashiach has prevailed to open the books and to loose the seals thereof. 7 seals, right? 7 last plagues, the trumpets, 7 last trumpets, the vials. Only Yahweh Shai is prevailed to unleash them. Come. So I'm going to show you how high he's exalted. With the Most High put all this into his hands. Understand? Put all this into his hands. Okay. And the power of everything. Power of the earth, everything. Then Yahweh Shai's hands. Understand? He's the one that's going to bind Satan. And, you know what I'm saying? And put that chain upon him. And seal and put a lock on that chain and then cast him into the bottomless pit. See? Yahweh Shai. He's the only one that can do it. Come. Okay, go ahead up.
And to loose the 7 seals thereof.
See, loose the 7 seals. Go ahead.
And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne.
Okay, that's it. Now get Isaiah 9 and 6.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born.
See, unto us a child is born. How about that? He coming in the flesh, right? He came in the flesh, and manifest in the flesh. So unto us a child is born. Go ahead.
Unto us a son is given.
See?
And
unto us, meaning Israel. See, this is what Isaiah is seeing in the spirit. Unto us a son will be given. Okay? Because it wasn't at this time when Isaiah was prophesying it, right? Understand? It wasn't at this time. This is about, what, 700 so years before Yahweh Shai. So the Most High showed Isaiah the vision of the Mashiach going to come in the flesh. A child shall be born. Go ahead. What does it say about the child? Go ahead.
And the government shall be upon his shoulders.
See, the government is going to be only upon the Mashiach Yahweh Shai's shoulders. So the government of Israel is going to be upon his shoulders. See, you should want to be part of that government, and that government is going to be formed, brother. It's going to be formed in these last days. It's going to be formed. And we're going to form it in the spirit of the Most High, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, in righteousness. The law, statutes, commandments are all coming back. The culture and customs of Israel is all coming back. The Hebrew, the language, is all coming back. So you hear somebody saying, you don't need the Hebrew. Okay. Keep saying it if you want to. All right? It's all coming back. All right? The Levite priests, all coming back. All right? So all the things that you read about in the scriptures that Israel was accustomed to doing in righteousness, all that's coming back. The government shall be upon his shoulders. Okay, come, go ahead up.
And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father.
Right. See, so his name is we know it's Mashiach Yahushua, but all these other things are going to be added to his name. Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power. Okay, go ahead.
The Prince of
The
Peace.
Prince of Peace.
Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end.
And there's no end to it. Not going to be end. So that's what you should be fighting for. That's what you should be coming in here for. All right? Not just unwillingly coming here. All right? Thinking that by showing your face, you're doing me a favor or doing somebody a favor. You're not doing nobody a favor. I can't save you. Right? Understand? So it's the Mashiach Yahushua. So, but still, even though the Most High does say for us to have reverence unto the elders and the ones who have ruled over you, okay? Because out of respect for what Yahushua is asking for us to do, you do that. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why you do that. Okay? But all of it is in righteousness. You ain't gonna have no leader doing some wicked stuff and you following that, right? You understand? So all in righteousness. Okay, go ahead up.
Upon the throne of David,
Okay.
and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever.
Right, see? Because Yahushua coming from the lineage of David, and the Most High promised David that the Savior, the Redeemer, would come through his loins to establish the kingdom of heaven, the government, to establish Israel back as a government again. He promised David that. David seen that in the vision too. All right? David seen all that. And so he understood Yahushua going to come through his loins. See? That's why the Lord said unto my Lord. See? Yahweh says unto Yahushua, sit down on my right hand until I make thine enemies. See? Yahushua's enemies should be your enemies. Should be. If Yahushua's enemies are your enemies, you got a problem. You can't understand? You got a problem. Because Yahushua said, he that is with me, you gathereth with me. But he that is against me, you scattereth abroad. So how you going to have different enemies than Yahushua? Understand? It's not going to work. So you're not going to be in that army. Understand? You're not going to be in that army. Yahushua is not going to choose you. Understand? So you got to remember that. You want to be, what Yahushua hates, you hate. His enemies are your enemies too. The world hate Yahushua, they hate you too. They hate Israel. They hate you too. All right? They hate the Most High's commandments, and you're the Israelites, you represent the Most High, they hate you too. Especially if you come in the name of the Most High and Yahushua, keeping the commandments, they're going to hate you. See? That's why you get so much flack. We talk about, oh, I can't do it because it's a Shabbat. It's the Sabbath. I can't do that. Oh, you so over-righteous. See? They hate that. See? You're doing things in the spirit of righteousness. They don't like you around them. See? Understand? You ever get that? They don't want you, they hate that. See? So, enemies. Those are enemies of the Most High. Understand? Some of them are probably going to wake up and come and redeem themselves and come back in, but some of them are not. See? Some of them are giving heed to seducing spirits, and those spirits take control, and the spirits never leave them. They never leave them. You don't want them seducing spirits. And there's more of them seducing spirits. A lot of them spirits are going to come out of the bottomless pit. A lot of them spirits are heavier now on people. And then in some people, they're like, 7 spirits or more, like meaning completion. Like, you got a couple thousand in you. All right?
Damn.
Yeah. Some of them are like thousands of demons in them. All right? And those demons, it's hard to get some of them demons out of them people. See? And so it's more serious now because you're in the end now. The Most High, going to unleash a lot of those demonic forces from the bottomless pit, and they're coming on the earth. You got Esau now with his CERN machines trying to go into different portals, right? Into the spiritual world, trying to attract these demons into the earth. Yeah, he has the technology to do it. He can do it. He's doing it.
Good.
These demons are here. And then you got those Nephilim spirits and all those demons are coming back, man. They're all coming back. Understand? And that's, when you see these transgenders and all that, what do you think that is? Demonic forces, man. Understand? Demonic forces. Okay? And and get this one in Matthew 2 and 6, and then one more after that. That's Matthew 28:18. And then that'll be it.
Matthew 2 and 6.
Yeah. Just to go with the one in Isaiah 9 and 6. Isaiah 2 and 6. I mean Matthew 2 and 6.
Matthew chapter 2 verse 6. And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor.
See, out of thee shall come a governor. Go ahead.
That shall rule my people Israel.
You see, the Mashiach Yahushua. Okay? He's going to be the governor, meaning the chief ruler, the captain. Okay? And get Matthew 28. Matthew 28:18.
Matthew chapter 28 verse 18. And Yahushua came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth.
Some power?
All power.
A little bit of power.
All power.
Yeah, maybe 3/4 of power.
All power.
Yeah, see, all the power. Read that again. All the power.
All power is given unto me in heaven and in earth.
How about that? You know how much power that is? I don't think we recognize how much power that
You don't
is.
know what real power is.
You ever hear thunder and lightning? Even all that power. You ever see the power of an earthquake? Even all that power is given to Yahushua. A tornado, a hurricane. You know how much power that is? When a hurricane is at 200 miles an hour, all that power is given to him. Tornado, all that power. Understand? All that power, man, is given to Yahushua. They say the angels are what? 10,000 times stronger than the sun? One angel? All that power is given to Yahushua too. Because he commands the angels. Oh, there's billions of angels. He commands all of them. All that power. That's power, brother. See? So, but, now think about it. Yahushua is going to give us power in this earth. And he said, the least of us shall be like David. And David had power. All right, David had power. David had spiritual power too on a certain level. Okay? When David went to the Most High listened. And he honored everything David said. That's power, ain't it?
Good.
Yeah, it's power, brother. David had certain power too. And read about his military. Read about the 37 mighty men. One man, 2 men can take down a country. No, the whole army? No, just you two. Go deal with that land over there. I'm going over here to deal with this. I may be eating breakfast or something. You go deal with that and take them down. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5 men can take down the whole country. David didn't need his whole military. Power. See? When one man can take down 1,000 men by himself, what do you need a whole military for? So you wouldn't send the whole military, right? Yeah, the rest do something else. Yeah, and you know they got it. It's not like, oh, are you worried about them? No, you're not gonna worry about two men who can take down. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna worry about it. David's not even worried. He's just okay. I know it's gonna be done. Plus, he already knew it was gonna be done because why? The Most High already told him. He's just doing it. They're just doing it for what? For the sake of doing it, because to fulfill it. But he already knew it was going to be done because the Most High said, yeah, you're going to win it. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead and do it. You're going to win. So that's power, isn't it? Who can you send to a war right now? Couldn't send nobody. You know what I'm saying? He said, one man shall 1,000 shall run from one man. You know what I'm saying? So just chase one, but chase 1,000. One man should chase 1,000. You're gonna be scared and run. What's the scripture say? See, so the Most High gonna give us all that spirit back, and we're gonna have power too. He said, one shall be like David, and then the nation shall be like gods, angels. Okay. So we're going to be on that level. And then with that, Joshua 5:13, this will show you that Yahushua is the captain, right, of this military and of this government. All right. So you want to know who the captain is? So even Joshua met Yahushua, and Yahushua told Joshua, "I'm the captain of the Lord's host." Meaning he's the chief, he's the general of the Lord's host. And Joshua had to bow down because Yahushua said, "The ground you stand on is holy ground. Bow down. Take off your shoes and bow down." Joshua 5:13.
Joshua chapter 5 verse 13. And it came to pass, when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn.
Yeah, Yahushua had his sword drawn. So do the angels carry swords? Yeah, they do. They carry killing instruments too. They don't have to, but they do. They're warriors. They're men of war. Okay, they're warriors. All right, go ahead.
With his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries?
So Joshua had to make sure. Okay, you got a sword in your hand, but are you going to kill some of us, or are you going to kill our adversaries? What are you here for? See?
And he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Most High am I now come.
Yeah, see, as captain. So the Most High just showing you that even the Mashiach, even during this time, revealed himself, all right, to the ancient prophets, like Moses and Joshua. And he came to Joshua as an angel with a sword drawn. And the angel, and Yahweh tried to tell him, no, I'm the captain of this bad boy. I run this. That's what he told him. I run it. Go ahead up.
And Joshua fell on his face to the earth.
Now, right, he fell on his face to the earth. Go ahead.
And did worship.
And did worship. Go ahead.
And said unto him, What saith the Most High unto his servant?
What saith the Most High unto his servant? Go ahead.
And the captain of the Most High's host said unto Joshua, Loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place whereon you standest is holy.
Right. Now, where else in the scriptures do you read that? The burning bush, right? The burning bush. So who was the burning bush? That was Yahushua. He's saying it again here to Joshua. Pretty much confirming to Joshua, yeah, I talked to Moses in the burning bush. That was me. I'm the captain. Okay. I'm that rock. Remember? I'm the rock that followed you, a cloud by day and a fire by night. I'm that rock. Now, so how do you know that's not a regular angel? That's, yeah.
Oh, I don't think in Revelation, when John the Revelator is going to bow down to the angel, he said, don't worship God. Worship him.
That's it. That's how you know. Because Yahushua, well, this is how you know actually, because he told him, take off thy shoes. For the angels don't tell you to do that. When they come, angels just tell you to give you the message, and then they out. They'll even, if you bow down, they'll even tell you, I'm just an angel. Don't bow down to me. I'm your brother. The angel will tell you, I'm your brother. Yeah. Yeah. Because they're just angels, but they are our brothers, right? So they'll tell you that. But Yahushua, that's how you know that's Yahushua, because he said, the place you stand on is holy. Angels, when they come, they don't never say that. So that was Yahushua. And he was telling Joshua, I'm the captain. So all wars we fought in the wilderness, coming out of Egypt in the wilderness, Yahushua was the captain of all the wars. Understand? Yeah, we lost a couple of them because we were wicked as hell. But most of them, we won those wars. And that was in Yahushua. Come. So with that, Shabbat Shalom. Okay. Most you got something out of that. Okay.